There's a tube down his throat. And it's very bad for him if he moves, if he gets upset, if he starts fighting it. It's also very painful.
Why'd you have to treat him if you've been drinking? You didn't have to go to the house. All he had to do was say no. We know other doctors.
I wasn't thinking straight. It doesn't matter. No, it really doesn't matter anymore.
You were that drunk.
I had had a lot more before I even got to your party.
You listen to this and remember, Frank. Go on. I have a right to know it all.
I have no intention of bearing my soul to you, Delia. Absolutely none. But you do have a right to know that I just came from Marshal Westheimer's office. And I've resigned from this hospital.
Why?
Because I can't live with this. I've injured a patient. One I happen to love very, very much. My judgment was off. My mind was fuzzy. Yes, you were right. I should have said no. But I broke the oath I took when I graduated from medical school. Now I can't just stop drinking and consider the matter closed. I have to figure out what I've been doing to myself. Why? And until I get that straightened out, I'm not going near another patient. I made sure of that.
I'm still silly. That's what feels right to me.
He's awake.
Hello, honey. Mommy's here. I love you, sweetheart. Do you love me? Are you glad Mommy came?
He can't answer.
He doesn't have to. He knows that. Sweetheart, I have to go now, but I'll be back real soon. You rest and take care of yourself, and I'll bring you something nice. What would you like? Well, I'll think of something good. There, now I didn't make him worse after all. Should you still be here if you've resigned? Who's taking over for you?
It's about time for another blood sample.
Right, go ahead.
But you're not...
He...
You call me, Frank. I want to know who the new one is.
You'll be hearing from me.
Good. And you'll be hearing from me, Faith.
Goodbye. Don't say it.
Marshall won't take that resignation.
Well, he has to because that's how it is.
Did you talk to Jill about it?
Frank, I did what I had to do. And I don't want to talk about it.
Jack! Jack! Oh, please. God. Please. Jack, talk to me. It's over. Wake up, please. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna call the police. I think so. I think that he's dead. Ah! Oh!
Somebody's gonna come. His driver. We gotta get out of here.
There has been a shooting. I need an ambulance. It's Sheepshead Bay. One man is dead. Tizo Novotny, he's dead. Please hurry. Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. 22 Harbor Road. Fast, before somebody else... Jackie said right away. Now, we're going to get you to the hospital. So you just hold on.
Come on. Out those doors. Somebody's gonna hear the shot. We gotta get out of here.
You can't.
Help me. Help me.
Look. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna lock the door. Maybe we can hide out up here.
Help me to stand. Get the gun.
What the hell happened? Tizo.
He's dead, isn't he?
Oh. Jack.
Look, Tizo had a gun. He was gonna kill both of us. But Jack hit him, but not before Jack was shot by Tizo twice.
I think his neck is broken, Joe. Under the circumstances, that seems fair enough.
You bugged my office something over. You came to me in friendship. You planted a bug, and Tizo's dead as a result. What did you do, walk in on him when he had to take you?
You tell me why my wife is dead, Joey! Tizo left standing orders. She walked in on his men cutting drugs brought in on your boats.
And this makes you even?
The hell it does. Tizo can die 100 times. That's not gonna bring Mary back.
Stop it, please, stop. Hold this. Hold it, Jack. Press it to the wound. Hold it tight. Joe, please, I think he's gonna die. Would you help me get him on the bed? I called an ambulance and I called the police, but I don't think he's gonna make it. He'll bleed to death. I don't think you're a killer. I won't believe you're a killer. And I can't believe you'll let him die. Would you? You didn't know about Mary? I heard that on the tape.
That's right, I didn't.
And you didn't know about Larry. But I guess Tizo's standing orders didn't bother you. And what about Pavel? And what about the drugs, Joey, and millions of dollars? And never mind the misery and all those junkies killing themselves inch by inch. I suppose you could say you didn't know about that either. Tell me something. Give me something. Say something to me that I know holds me alive.
I wanted to get out of it. I love you.
Oh, God. You loved me, but you lied to me.
Because the truth would have been dangerous for you.
No, because if I'd understood what was going on, I'd have left you.
You couldn't leave, not unless I went with you. And even that proved harder than I thought.
In the beginning, Joe, if you'd only been straight with me, I could have walked away.
I wanted you.
Tizo said you married me because of what I saw between you and Pavel. He said you wanted me in the family just to keep an eye on me.
Tizo's reasons. But I welcomed them because it meant that I couldn't walk away from you. And I knew you'd never fit in all this. I knew you'd never be a part of it. But I thought that I could keep things separate, that you and I...
You are wrong.
Maybe not.
What are you talking about?
I'm out, Siobhan. I can stay out. Look, we'll get help for Jack, and then you and I, we just keep going.
Don't you dare. I can't believe you're asking me this.
Look, I've made the plans. We have the cover.
Tizo said it would never happen. That you weren't out and that you couldn't be.
He never wanted it. He fought it to the end, but that doesn't mean that it isn't possible.
How can you ask this of me? Drugs, junkies, violence, burnt-out lies, making money off of the worst kind of misery?
What the hell did you think you were asking me to get out of?
Oh, don't! Just stop! My sister is dead because of
I
all
had
this.
nothing to do with Mary's death.
No, Joe. She followed one of Tizo's dealers to a warehouse where they're cutting your drugs. What would you have done differently if you'd been there, huh?
If I'd been there, she wouldn't have gotten in. Bull.
Answer the question.
That's a choice I didn't have to make. Siobhan gave me a choice. I did what you asked. I'm ready to follow through on it. Now, please, come with me.
I can't.
Understand what you're saying, Siobhan.
What do you mean?
He means he's giving you a chance, Siobhan. Leave with him. He goes back to his original choice, the only difference being you'll be on the run for the rest of your life. There's no going home now. Turn him down. And he has no reason not to get out of this with Tizo's people. The easiest way.
That's about right, Jack.
Temperature now. Well, look, Frank, maybe we should come over there now, okay? Well, all right, if you're sure. Yeah, okay.
Is that Frank?
Yeah, I would have put you on, but he wants to get back.
Little John's worse.
Yeah, some.
Oh, I knew it. When I woke up, I was that sure. Did Kevin show up?
Yeah.
Well, he shouldn't have any trouble with lunch. And as far as dinner is concerned, all he has to do is to make salad into side dishes and slice the ham. If he needs help...
Lady!
John, I'm all right. I've slept. Now, did Francis need anything? Oh, I've got to remember to bring that line in Little John's to him. Faith said that could calm him down.
Will you just please, lady, calm yourself down just a little bit, huh? Now, some things have happened.
What?
For one, they're limiting visitors, and Frank says we're not to go over there until we hear.
Oh, that doesn't apply to the family, John. Faith would never keep me out.
Frank says we'll please wait. And as for Faith, well, she's called in another doctor.
What do you mean?
Look, let's sit down here for
Well,
a
she
minute and
already
I'll try and explain it to you.
Has Dr. Boyce as a consultant? What you do, call in a specialist? I mean, they haven't changed their diagnosis again, have they?
No, it's still the same. It's definitely a penicillin allergy on top of the original infection. Now, he's getting the right stuff now, but it's just taking a little time to work. His temperature went down for a while there, but it's back up to 104 and a half. He's breathing on the ventilator, he's asleep most of the time, and they're just waiting.
And his heart, John?
I asked Frank about that, but he wasn't answering. The thing about this other doctor is Faith has taken herself off the case, and not only that, she's handed in her resignation.
Oh.
Yeah, right. She told Frank and Dee about it half an hour ago, and then she just left.
But that was all in hand this morning. She owned up to the fact that she was drinking and that she mixed up the medicine. I mean, Francis was shocked and angry, but the trust wasn't broken. That's the way it came out. Well, I mean, she offered to take her off the case this morning. He said no, and he meant it.
I know. Little John is critical. Faith can't deal with that. Also, she's decided she can't face another patient until she's licked the drinking thing.
Yes, and she's punished herself 1,000 times over. Faith, I mean, I'm sorry for her, but I'm losing patience quickly. I mean,
You're angry, is what you are.
John, I don't want to be angry.
Little John is our grandson. This didn't have to happen to him. I love Faith like my own daughter, but I'm angry, too. How can we be anything but angry?
Well, maybe you should tell me about it, and I'll tell you about it, and we'll get it out without burdening the girl with it.
Yeah, I know. I suppose she's suffering enough without us climbing on the bandwagon. But now Dee's threatening to sue her.
She was talking about that before.
Well, she just said it herself. To Faith, with Frank standing there. She says she's going to call a lawyer up. She thinks she's got an open and shut malpractice suit. She probably does.
She'll never do it. John, as soon as little John is well, she'll forget the whole thing.
I hope that's the way it goes.
John, are you telling me everything? You're not holding anything back. I mean, I want to know, is little John in any real danger?
Lady, his fever's up. And the machine's breathing for him.
Yes, but that doesn't mean we're going to lose him. I believe that he's going to live.
I want you to know something, John. There are a lot of brave people in our family. Graham, Granda, your Uncle Jack, Bob. And there were many brave people who went before them. I'm sure you've heard all the stories about Grandfather Ryan, who was a policeman here in New York. Yeah. Grandfather Caleri, who was a soldier in Ireland when he was 16. But what I want you to know is that you, John Reed Ryan, right here in this hospital, right now, are as brave as any of them. And I am very proud of you. I know that doesn't make it hurt any less, and I wish it could make it feel better for you. But it's true anyway. You can close your eyes now? That's good. Think about cool things. Think about sledding in the park and snow in your boots. You know, you were right about one thing. You are ready for the big hill. Anybody who can manage all this as steadily as you have and keep his head the way you have can manage the big hill just fine. I know. You've been telling me that all along, haven't you? Right? Right. Okay, go back to sleep. Go on, shut your eyes. That's good. I wish I could trade places with you. I wish I could do this for you, but I can't. You have to hang in there, be brave, and not give up. Because I'm right here and I love you. So just hang on, buddy. Please.
Tizo's rules, the code his people live by, he can't let us go. I killed Tizo. You were a witness. But damned if I'm gonna just lie there and be shot.
Jack.
He has no choice.
Stay where you are.
I'm going down those stairs and out the door, Joe.
Jack, don't!
What you want? You do whatever you have to do.
If you're gonna shoot us, would you please do it now? If you're gonna kill us, would you go ahead and do it now?
You have to know better than that.
How? Why should you stop with me?
I haven't killed anyone. I never have.
You've been responsible for many deaths. Anyone who got in Tizo's way, anyone who interfered in his business, including Mary.
I didn't know about Mary.
Would it have made any difference if you had? Tizo gave the orders and you followed. Now, Jack's killed Tizo, and I saw. So does that mean you have to kill us? Is that your code? Then go ahead and do it.
What do you think I was trying to get out of? It was going to work. He was letting me go.
Tizo said a different story. He said you weren't out, and it would never happen.
Tizo's dead. I can go now. I don't want to stay and inherit his empire. I got out because I love you and because you asked me to. None of that's changed.
Everything has changed!
We can still leave. In fact, we might not have much choice. Tizo's death is going to cause more trouble, and you and I are going to be right in the middle of it.
More killings?
One needs to be killed. We can leave just the way we planned. Oh, sweetheart, please. Come with me now.
After this, after Mary, after hearing your voice on that tape, and knowing that you were part of the whole filthy operation from the start, you lied and you lied and you lied! Oh, Jack's gonna bleed to death if he doesn't get some help.
Siobhan, I love you.
Stop that. Spare me that much at least. Go on, Joe. Use the gun.
Faith, I just came from Little John's room. Frank told me you'd resign. What the hell's going on?
Just that. I spoke with Marshall this morning and offered my resignation.
Why?
Didn't Frank tell you? Why he's being so decent about this is beyond me. His son is critically ill because I gave him recycling when I knew he was allergic to penicillin because of an incident last summer.
That's what caused the anaphylactic reaction.
That's right. And he could die because it's happening on top of a raging infection.
How did you mix up the drugs?
I was drunk.
The opening at the Crystal Palace, you went from there to Ryan's.
I never should have tried to treat him.
Honey, now just, it's easy to say that now. And it's easy to misjudge your condition under the circumstances. Hell, you weren't on duty. You were at a party where the champagne was flowing freely.
But it wasn't a matter of a couple drinks at an opening. I had plenty before I even got there. That's right, I wasn't on duty. But I was just pouring them down like I usually am. The only thing is that practicing alcoholics don't make good doctors. You're not surprised, are you?
Not entirely, no. I'd seen the signs, and I'm relieved you know about it. The problems with alcohol, they're easier if you admit to it. This way you can get help.
Right now, I feel like I can never have another drink. But how's that going to help little John?
Honey, will you stop doing this to yourself? Doctors are human beings. We make mistakes, bad ones, sometimes a lot more than we'd like to admit. Now, nobody needs to know.
The Ryans all know. I told them. Well, what was I supposed to do? Cover up? The child could die, and I am responsible. Don't you think I should owe up to that?
All right, you did what you had to do in terms of the Ryans and for your own self-respect, but why can't you just go on from there? You are a gifted doctor. Now, that is a responsibility in itself. Think of Dad, how proud he was of you, all the hopes.
Roger, don't do that. Not now. I know what I feel, and I feel I'm not able to practice medicine.
And if Dilia has any say, I won't be allowed to.
Delia?
Yeah, she's filing for a malpractice suit.
What happened?
Well, how can you stop her? Even if little John does recover, I still have caused her anguish.
It's vindictive on her part, Phil. Damn her! It won't happen.
It probably will. Maybe it should. But at any rate, I am no longer a part of this hospital.
Look, just give this some more thought. Reconsider. And can you meet me back here in 5 minutes?
No. It's done. Not that I don't appreciate your concern. You know I do. But just leave it. Let Delia do what she wants. I'll see you at home.
The guy out there, who is he?
I introduced you at the Crystal Palace.
You said a name, that's all, and that he was old enough to be your father. Kim, you know, the trouble with you is that you keep thinking I'm dumber than I am.
Okay. His name is Seneca Bolak. He's a doctor. He was my mother's friend. I fell in love with him. He made me believe that that was all right, that it was safe, and then he dumped me. Is that all the information you want? Is that humiliating enough for you?
Hey, listen, I didn't mean to... I don't want to make things any worse for you. But maybe now I can figure out why you've been coming on to me. Because of him, right?
That's awful. Oh, I don't know. Nothing is that simple. Look, I was attracted to you. I still am. You're good looking and you're sexy and you're somewhere near my age, and that's what everybody thinks I need. And yes, maybe I thought that Seneca would be a little jealous if he saw me with you. But that wasn't the reason.
Oh, I get it now.
No, you don't. Please don't think that way. It's not... It's important to me that you don't.
Well, maybe it's better to find out that you've been fooling around to make some guy with gray hair mad.
Then what?
Than finding out that you're just a tease.
I'm not. We made this date to make up. But you called me. And I didn't know that Seneca was going to be here and spoil things.
Kimmy was with your mother.
Look, Michael, I don't speak to my mother much. We don't get along very well. I didn't know that Seneca was going to be here with her, and I didn't know that he was going to be at the Crystal Palace last night. He's everywhere. As a matter of fact, I think I might have to leave town.
How come?
Because he's everywhere. He makes me a little crazy. He hurt me so much. And everybody says that I had it coming. Well, I was so dumb, maybe I did.
Kim, you're not dumb.
All right, then maybe I'm crazy. Do you know what I was going to do that day before I met you at the hospital? I was going to go and find a psychiatrist.
You're kidding.
But then I got to talking to you, and I started to feel like a real person again, and I thought, well, maybe I don't need a psychiatrist. Maybe I just need a friend.
You didn't exactly come on to me like a friend.
Well, neither did you, but I didn't mind. Can't two people who are attracted to each other be friends, too?
You want to tell me the whole thing?
About Seneca? No, you're going to hate me just even more than you already do.
Oh, Kim, I don't hate
you. You ever know what it's like to be so much in love that you're a little bit out of your head and make a fool of yourself?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it was like for me. I mean, I came here to New York to be an actress. And I suppose I came to be with my mother, too, but that was a big joke. Anyway, she was the only family I had, so she introduced me to Seneca, and he was a father figure. I mean, I didn't have one of those. But he was a friend, too. I didn't have much confidence, but he made me feel like I could do anything. So I grew to depend on him and to love him. And then he took advantage of me. Not like you mean. I mean, I didn't do anything that I didn't want to do. He had me so in love that I would have walked around the world for him. He got me to that point, and then he turned his back on me.
Well, no wonder you're uptight around him.
That's not the worst of it. There's more. I did a stupid, terrible thing. Look, you're going to hear it from somebody anyway. I pretended that I was pregnant. Oh, yes. I wanted to make him marry me, but he wouldn't in the end.
And your mother still goes out to lunch with him?
Well, I think that's probably one of the things that still hurts so much. I mean, she blamed me. She said that it was all my fault, and you know, maybe it was. Maybe I did it. What do you think?
I think your Dr. Bolak ought to get what's coming to him.
And you don't think I'm awful?
Oh, no.
Can we still be friends?
I think so. Now that we've got our signal straight, and as long as you keep being straight with me.
I will. It's so much easier this way.
Dilia, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm waiting outside the room with my critically sick child. Critical because of a drunken mistake by your sister. Except I can't go in because there's too many people exciting him. Except it's only the doctor and my ex-husband and Maeve whenever she wants, but there's no room for his mother.
Lay off Faith, Dilia.
Lay off? She may have killed my baby because she was in a drunken stupor when she examined him. Well, she could do anything. You'd be on her side. You always were.
She made a mistake, and she's admitted to it.
She's sorry she got drunk. Yeah, she seems to have a little problem. Well, little John's got a big problem. He can't breathe. He's hooked up to all this awful machinery, and he's crying, and he's scared, and he's hurting, and she did this to him. Now I'm suing her. I have to, if only to protect other children from her.
She's taken care of that herself. She's resigned from the staff.
I know. She admits she's the menace. That'll be good for my case.
Do you have any compassion, Dilia? You care more about some gorilla than you do another suffering human being.
What about my suffering? Even if little John lives what I've been through, you wouldn't have any idea because you never had a child.
Neither would you. Not for more than an afternoon in his life, a few times a month. You gave up a custody suit, remember, because you couldn't tolerate his company on a 24-hour basis.
That doesn't mean I don't love him. I carried him. I had him. I changed his diapers. I gave him bottles.
You gave him away.
That judge took him away.
Why?
That was a long time ago. I was sick.
You still are. You're sick with vengeance. You are turning a terribly sad incident into a personal vendetta against my sister.
Your sister. Your sister.
This is nothing more than a cruel, ego-reinforcing move on your part. All the petty grievances you ever had against Faith, whether they were real or imagined, all the childhood jealousies, they're all wrapped up in this one thing. You're feeling inferior.
I will not be analyzed by you anymore, Roger. I will not be patronized, and I will not be stopped. I'm suing your sister because she deserves it.
My sister's career is too important to be sacrificed for your ego. Now back off now, Dilia. Or else.
Or else what? Please be quiet.
Please, Mr. Finelli, take it easy, huh? We're almost finished.
Daddy?
Sweetheart, you're all right. You're not hurt. They wouldn't tell me a damn thing on the phone, just that there'd been a shooting.
It's Jack, and he's going to be fine. That's true, isn't it?
Yes, he's incredibly lucky. Well, the other fellow's just a terrible shot. One bullet grazed his neck and caused an abrasion. The other one went straight clean through with minor tissue damage, but luckily no internal injuries.
Well, what happened? Who shot him?
Tizo. Tizo is dead. He came after us because Jack found out. There's so much. I don't think that I can go on.
Take it easy, honey. Take it easy. Take it easy. It's all right, it's all right. Where's Joe now, huh?
He's gone, Daddy. He wanted me to go with him, but I wouldn't. I thought he was going to kill us because Jack killed Tizo and I was there.
Sit down, Mrs. Novak. Your daughter had a terrible shock, Mr. Ryan. Detective Martin, local precinct. Apparently, it happened like she says. Novotny went after them. He pulled the trigger twice. His aim was off because his right hand wasn't functioning fully, and he had to use his left.
Thank God.
Your son-in-law had a bullet wound, but he went after Novotny with a candlestick and hit him on the head. His neck was broken. Death was instantaneous.
It was self-defense.
That's pretty clear.
Well, I don't get it. Tizo after you? Why? Can you tell me that much?
I want to, but I think you'd better sit down. This may be hard to hear.
Thanks.
You want to make this more of your statement?
Oh, I guess so. Daddy, Jack was on to something about Mary. Mary is my sister who died in December. Jack's been investigating this for a couple of months. Mary wasn't killed in that car crash. One of Tizo's men hit her with a crowbar behind her head and faked the accident.
Mary? Why?
Oh, she got onto one of Tizo's drug operations. It was in a warehouse. She followed the man in the green hat out there, and he killed her.
Tizo's man? Tizo knew?
Not when it happened. They had standing orders out there. Anybody snooping around was to be killed. They caught Mary, and they just did it. And then they checked with Tizo later. He didn't tell him to do it, but he would have. Tizo Novotny was responsible. Joe didn't know about it. We were getting married at the time. Tizo lied to him afterwards. But he knew about the business. He was part of it.
Are we going to be able to prove any of this?
How did it come out?
Well, Jack bugged Joe's office on the Nova. We have a tape. See, the other man from the warehouse came to see Joe because he was very scared. Because Tizo Novotny had murdered the man in the green hat when he found out Jack was on his trail. We were all sitting around the apartment listening, Jack and I, to the tape. And Tizo came in, and that's when it happened. And then Joe came in after Tizo was dead. Meant to kill us. But he changed his mind and he left. And then the policeman brought us here.
Your daughter called us. Novak got out before we got there.
Jack, are you all right?
Yeah. Where the hell are we? Battery Hospital, Marine Park.
Johnny?
Yeah, Jack. Here.
Oh, is Ryan okay? She want to know where I am. Where's my shirt?
You can't. It's messy.
They'll get you a hospital jacket.
Ryan's fine. Mr. Shaw's picking her up at nursery school. Hey, Jack, Siobhan told me what happened. Thanks for finding out the truth.
Yeah, well, at least Tizo is dead.
That's the closest thing to a public service. I'm sorry, excuse me.
I understand. Mr. Finelli, Detective Martin. I'm afraid we're going to have to put you and Mrs. Novak in a protective custody for a while.
Wait a minute. What for? Tizo's dead.
Well, Novotny's death will cause havoc in the organization. It's going to come out that the two of them were involved. That puts you in danger.
For how long?
Until the grand jury investigates. Until we're sure you're safe.
Where are you going to send us?
Oh, we'll see that you're comfortable.
Well, wait a minute. Do they have to leave right now?
Yes, I'm afraid so. The boys have taken Tizo's body out. His people will know by now.
Well, what does that mean? That they'll be coming after them?
Well, they make the connection. It's a possibility. But by that time, they'll be miles away and in our custody. You can arrange to have some personal things sent.
No. I have to go to the Ryans. I have a daughter. I can't just disappear on her. Her mother did that.
All right, we'll keep you under surveillance. I'll have an officer accompany you.
I would like to go back to the apartment. It would be easier for me if I could just pack things up and never have to go back there.
Okay, Mrs. Novak. The men will be finished by now.
Wait. Is it safe for her to go back there alone?
It will be, because I'll go with her.
Still, darling, I want you to get some sleep tonight. Well, I'll be over there right after dinner. Here comes your father. Yes, I will. All right, Francis, go back to him now, then. Francis, I love you.
Little John.
No change, John. Where in the world were you? I mean, when I got back from the hospital, Kevin said that your Hadn't even seen you go out.
Yeah, well, there was a call while you were gone. The police. Siobhan and Jack. It's all right now. I mean, they're all right, but...
What? John, please. Dear Lord.
I'm okay. Easy. On the couch, Jack, huh? Take it easy. Just easy now. Just sit down, Jack. Huh? Easy now. Here you go.
I'll be just outside the door, and there's another man downstairs.
Thanks.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Sure.
What happened?
Tiso Novotny is dead. I killed him.
Siobhan. Where's Siobhan?
It's all right. She's all right.
Yes, but where is she?
She'll be here soon. Cops took her to Joe's apartment to get her things. We're going away.
What happened?
Stay here. Carol.
Disturbed up there since we left, and no sign of anyone.
I meant we're out of here by 4 o'clock. Whatever it is, it had to happen in the last 90 minutes. No, don't. Novak must have come back for this.
Happened?
You recognize it?
It's my husband's.
Seneca, I need the name of the best malpractice lawyer in the city.
Why, what's going on?
Do you know someone?
Wait a minute, Roger. Now, if you are being sued as your immediate supervisor, I have to know what's happening.
All right, it's not about me. Last night, Frank Ryan received a phone call at the opening for the Crystal Palace. Little John was sick. The babysitter thought he had a high fever. Frank asked Faith to go along with him, but he didn't know that she'd been drinking.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Misdiagnosis?
Diagnosis was fine. The child had a high-grade ear infection.
Well, then what was the problem?
The kid's allergic. Faith intended to give him tetracycline. Unfortunately, she picked up the wrong bottle of medication. He had an anaphylactic reaction. He's in pediatrics ICU right now, and there's a good chance that he won't make it.
Sorry. And Frank is going to sue Faith?
No, it is not Frank. It is Delia.
Well, can't you do anything with her?
I just spoke to her. She is more concerned with revenge than anything else. But of course, she doesn't see it that way. She wants to save all the little children in this world from my villainous sister. And she won't even acknowledge that what she really wants is to get at me.
Well, she has a very good chance of winning, too, whatever happens. Listen, I'll do whatever I can. Faith's a fine doctor. She was under my supervision in neurology. She's considered to be the best in pediatrics. I'll be happy to testify if it's going to do any good, no matter where I happen to be.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Seneca, where are you
No,
going?
no. I was just thinking out loud. Forget it. I'm concerned about Kim, her behavior since I've left her. Look, I don't have any illusions. I've seen what she's capable of. But she was never that way with me. And all the lies, manipulations, I haven't forgotten them. But you see, in a way, I drove her to them.
How?
I wanted that marriage as much as she did. She saw that. She saw that I loved her, that I still do.
That sounds as if you want to go back to her.
No, I can't do that. She won't accept it. That's why she's behaving as she is. And that's why I think that maybe the best thing for both of us is get out of her life completely.
And the only way you can do that is by leaving town?
Possibly.
That's ridiculous.
No. It's practical. And effective, Roger.
While to assure they're safe.
Safe? Safe from what? What in Lord's name has happened?
Maeve, you remember I was investigating Mary's death. How it happened, why.
Well, we never understood any of it.
You saw that composite sketch I had.
The man you dreamed of, yes. You thought that Mary had seen him on the last day and that she had tried to tell us something.
The man in the green hat. On the morning of the wedding, Mary stopped by at the coffee house where we had seen this guy dealing drugs. She saw him again that morning, and she recognized him, and she followed him to an old warehouse in Brooklyn that was a front for a narcotics operation. EBB Marine Enterprises.
EBB?
Run by Tiso Novotny.
No.
Now, that's where Mary was when she called to tell us not to start the wedding. She'd seen what was going on, and she thought that she could get away. After she talked to Johnny, she placed a call to the narcotics squad. Tiso's men found her before she could complete the call. They killed her.
Jack.
Lady,
I'm all right, John. Go on, please.
Tiso had left standing orders that any intruder be taken care of. They broke her neck, placed her in a car, set it up to look like an accident.
How do you know this?
I think that I knew it all the time. Not the details. I needed proof. You remember that toy I showed you, present for Joe? There was a microphone hidden in its base. I've been monitoring conversations from Joe's office on the Nova and putting them on tape.
You're not saying that Joe knew this and he was marrying his sister?
No. No. Tiso kept it from him. A warehouseman came to see Joe last night. Tiso found out that I was onto something, and he had the man in the green hat killed to stop me from finding him, and this guy thought that maybe the same thing would happen to him. So he came to Joe, and he told him all about it and pleaded with him to intervene for him. It was the first Joe heard of any of it. And he also had broken off with Tiso because he wanted Siobhan. I took the tape to Siobhan. We were playing it. Tiso walked in, he heard it, he tried to kill us.
Siobhan?
No, she's fine. He shot at me, I got a candlestick, I hit him, I killed him. The police are putting us under protective custody because there's a chance that Tiso's men, maybe even Joe himself, might come after us.
Joe?
Well, I don't know. He came back to the apartment. He saw what I'd done to Tiso. He could have taken care of us right then. He turned and walked away.
But he loved her. He wouldn't let any of them hurt you.
He may not have a choice. They find out that he let us go. They'll be after him, too. I doubt that we'll ever see him again.
So much gone. Mary.
Well, at least we know everything now.
God rest my girl.
Finally.
Are you all right, Jack?
Sure. Have a little trouble moving around. The bullet.
Oh, that's not what I'm asking you, man.
I'm okay. I will be. You?
Oh, Siobhan.
I'll give you a minute. We should be going soon, though. The car's downstairs.
Thanks.
Darling. Mother. You're safe now. They'll see to that.
Joe?
I know.
You don't know. I just...
What is it, dear?
Joe's dead. Joe's dead.
Oh.
How? When?
We went back to the apartment to get my things. We have to go away.
Yes, Jack told us what happened to you.
About Mary?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. We went back to the apartment and we walked in, and the place was in a shambles, like torn apart. There must have been a fight. Something.
Was Joe there?
No.
Well, then how can you be sure that he...
He came back after the police had left.
Are you sure?
Tizo's men. They found out that he let us go, and they killed him. I found his vest. There was blood on it. It was the same vest that he was wearing this morning. Joe.
He loved you. Joseph loved you. No matter whatever else he did in his life, he made a choice for the good when you asked him to.
Your mother's right about that, sweetheart. You know that?
Daddy? You know, darling, when you first said that you were going to marry, I said to Joseph that I could see that he loved you, and that there was good in his heart. Now, I didn't know him then, not really, but I can say that what I said that day, so many months ago, is true. He wanted to be a good man for you, because he loved you. Do you hear me? And you believe that too, don't you? Well then, say it, love. Say it.
He loved me more.
Yes. No, remember that, love. Always. Hmm? I better get your things ready.
Maeve, I want to say goodbye to Ryan.
I'll bring her in with me.
Maeve, tell her about the bandage. Oh, yeah. I don't want to scare her.
No, of course.
Are you okay?
No.
I'm sorry, we'd better get going.
Look, my wife's inside packing a bag for him. She'll be right here.
Siobhan told us about Joe.
Of course, we can't be sure yet. My men are working on it. But from the looks of things, Novotny's men got him. And if that's true, the indication is they'll be going after you next. The sooner we get you out of here, the better.
Well, where are you going to be taking them? Can't you tell us?
Oh, sorry. For your sake as well as theirs.
Well, how long? When will they be able to come back?
I can't say. But in the meantime, they'll be away from the city and under 24-hour police care. They'll be safe. And I'll put some men on here to watch out for things, too.
Well, is that necessary?
Probably not, but I don't want to take any chances.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jack, take this, will you, some cash. There's more in the register downstairs if you need it.
Well, that's fine. Thank you, Johnny.
Sure. Will they be needing anything else?
No, it'll be taken care of.
Thanks.
Here's our girl.
Hey, pal, come here. Come here. Oh, I guess you think that, your dad looks pretty funny, huh? Okay. I want to tell you something. I want you to try to understand. I'm going to have to go away for a little while with your Aunt Siobhan. You can stay with Grandpa and Grandma. They'll take good care of you. And there's only one thing to remember. I love you. I'll see you soon.
She'll be fine.
Oh, I know.
Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye.
Here's her doll.
Oh, yes.
I love you, sweetheart.
Bye, Daddy.
Yeah.
God be with you both.
Take care of yourself, Jack.
Thank you, Johnny. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
until after the funeral. Or maybe longer, or maybe for good, I don't know. The Harborside isn't going to be the same without Tizo.
In other words, I better look for another job.
I'm sorry, kid, but that's it.
Well, I learned a lot. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, you've got Tizo to thank for that.
Excuse me. I need to talk to you right away.
Sure.
I'll just clean up a little, then I'll go.
Okay, thanks a lot, man.
Miss Coleridge?
Hello, nice to see you. I need your help.
Hey, I'll do what I can. Come on, sit down. You want some wine or coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. I want... Hey, listen, I'm really sorry about Tiso and Joe and everything. Yeah. Of course, the Ryans are all upset, and so am I. But besides that, I'm in terrible trouble with the Crystal Palace. You know, don't you?
Know what?
Please, this is very important. If I can't talk to you, I don't know who to talk to. Tizo and I were silent partners.
Yeah.
I thought you knew, because you look like you didn't. But now he's gone. I don't know who owns my business. I suppose Joe would have been his heir, and I would have been in silent partnership with Joe, but now he's dead. And I guess Siobhan would be his heir, and that would make her my partner, but she was never supposed to know anything about this. And I don't want the family to know that I was in business with Tizo. Besides, nobody even knows where Siobhan is.
Yeah, why is that?
She's in mourning. Can you tell me what's going on?
Well, I can't tell you much, I'm afraid.
Because you can't, or because you won't? Please, somebody's got to help me. The Crystal Palace is my whole life. Tizo knew that. This is everything I was afraid of, except it's worse.
Hey, look, I know he put money up so that if there was any trouble, the place could still operate.
I know, but that doesn't do me any good if I don't own the place. I mean, I've put all this work and all my love and everything into the restaurant, and it's a huge success, but I might not own it at all. I don't know if I'm getting my percentage. I don't know who I'm doing business with. It might be some terrible person. Not that Tizo was so wonderful if he was really involved in all those terrible things they say.
Yeah, who is they?
Everybody, you know, anybody. You must know. Who's running things here?
Well, nobody knows, and there may be some trouble about that.
Another war? Well, that would ruin me. Can't you help me at all?
All right, I'll do what I can. I tell you what, I can't do anything until the lawyers get through with all the papers. But I'll make a phone call this afternoon, and if I hear anything about you, I'll get back.
Thank you very much.
Hey, that's okay. The old man would have wanted that. You know, he had a soft spot for you. That's the least I can do.
Mrs. Coleridge, sorry to bother you.
What?
I was wondering, they're closing this place up, you know, and that means I'm out of a job. Could you use anybody with experience at the Crystal Palace?
Experience?
Well, I'm a real good waiter and bartender, and sometimes the boss used to let me help out in the kitchen. I really need the job on account of my mom, and I'm trying to save some money for college.
Oh,
and...
you want a job? Yeah. Sure, I have one to give. Listen, see my brother Bobby, okay? Tell him I said so.
Okay, thank you.
Least I can do.
Like, Dee's dropping that malpractice suit against Faith.
Whoa! That's great. He's dropping the suit.
Oh, thank God.
How come?
Well, I'm not sure, but apparently this guy Barry Ryan talked her out of it. After all, she says to me, am I a vindictive person?
No, you say to her.
Well, she's already made up her mind, called her lawyer, told him to forget about it. I mean, I don't know what Barry said to her, but I'm kind of glad he's around. This guy might be a real good influence.
Oh, bless his Midwestern heart. You know, even Dawes had to admit maybe he was wrong about the Chicago branch.
Well, anything to keep Dee out of trouble is just fine with me. So I just thought I'd call and let you know.
Thanks, Bobby. It's terrific. I'll see you, huh? You know, remind me to do something very special for my cousin Barry sometime.
Why? What did he have to do with it?
Apparently everything. Why, I don't know, but I'm only grateful.
Oh, me too. At least that part of it's solved. But I'm still worried sick about the rest of it. Frank, she can't resign.
No, but she did, Jill.
I happen to know it's not official. The letter of resignation is still on Marshall's desk.
Aha. And how would you know that?
Old friends in high places.
Influential secretaries.
Never mind. The point is, he hasn't made a decision, but he has to today. We just have to convince her to change her mind.
I doubt that. I doubt that very much, based on the encounters I've had with her about it. Not now, anyway.
It has to be now, otherwise the job won't be there when she gets back. You can't believe she's right.
No, of course not. She's laying a guilt trip on herself, and I've told her that. But, Jill, it was her decision to make.
Well, what? To destroy her career? Everything that she's worked for? Frank, it is the only thing that she has left.
Oh, no, now that's not true. She has her family, she has friends who love her. The girl has a lot of sense, plus enough courage to solve this booze problem. She has a fierce sense of honesty that can only help her in the long run, even if she's making it hard on herself right now. She's a young woman. She'll get herself through this. She'll get herself together and her career together in time.
There isn't time. The job will be gone.
There are plenty of hospitals.
Frank, the Coleridges and Riverside are a tradition. My father always believed that Faith would carry that on better than Roger.
Jill, you and Faith have a pretty good relationship as adults, right?
You know that we do.
How was it when you were kids?
Well, it was good, mostly.
Mostly. You were the big sister. You protected her, you advised her, she looked up to you.
Okay, I guess so. Yeah, she did. And I loved it. Mostly.
And you didn't compete?
No. But we were always in different places at different times. I know what you're getting at. Patrick and you, it is completely different.
That's right, I am getting at that. And what I know is that it took me a long time to be able to look at my kid brother as an equal. And you have to do the same with Faith.
I remember a couple of years ago, I realized that she wasn't my baby sister anymore, and she had grown up. I felt a couple of pangs, but I accepted it.
And she had also grown a head taller than you.
Okay, yeah. No, wait a minute. Wait. It was because she was confident and brilliant, and she was coming along very nicely. And we grew close in a different kind of way.
Just like that?
No. I mean, we had to make adjustments with each other.
Right.
Frank, of course she is my equal.
Then keep it that way.
When people care about each other, they take responsibility. Faith expresses lots of opinions about my life.
Faith has already benefited from your opinion, and mine, and I'm telling you, if you say anything at all, she will resent it.
All right, maybe I can't convince her, but Marshall, if somebody talked to him...
Aha, someone as in you, right?
Well, maybe he would refuse the resignation.
Jill, if Faith were my sister, and I feel like she is, I would try like hell to stay away from that resignation. Look, I know it's hard. It is tough to draw a line between being supportive and interfering. Look, honey, I know things, I'm very sorry, I know things have been ragged between us lately.
So am I.
You know something? I'll tell you what. The other night we had a very lousy time at Delia's Crystal Palace. So how about we go back tonight, we'll have a 5-course dinner, and we'll discuss some official plans, huh?
You are on. I'll meet you there at 7.
Good. Where are you going now?
Oh, I just have some errands that I have to run. See you later.
Jill, take your appointment book.
Tea idea was spectacular. All the people who couldn't get a reservation for lunch are out there eating watercress on whole wheat at $5.25 a throw. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Yeah, sure. Come on, tell me, what is it?
I can't say.
Unlucky in love?
I'm not interested in love.
Ah, yes, you told me that. Well, it was just a shot in the dark. I know it can't be business because that's booming, and your little boy seems to be coming along fine. And you haven't lost your best friend in the world because, ta-da, here I am. I'm not getting anywhere, am I?
It is business, sort of, and family and everything, and I can't talk about it.
Yes, you can, to me. Is that family as in Ryan's?
There's nobody else.
Well, there's your husband.
Roger's part of my past. No, there's two important things in my life. My Crystal Palace and the Ryans, and I could lose them both.
Oh, wait a minute, I don't get it. I know the Ryans are having a lot of trouble right at the moment, but you're not the cause of that. And they're going to be thrilled that you've given up your suit against the lady doctor, so you should be in their good graces. And as for this place, lady, have you seen yesterday's receipts? What is there to worry about?
I promised I wouldn't tell. But there's nobody to keep that promise to anymore. But then there might be, I don't know.
I'm finding this hard to follow.
You won't tell.
Want me to prick my finger, sign an oath in blood?
No.
I mean, who would I tell, right? Go ahead.
You know about Tiso Novotny getting killed and his nephew Joe?
Of course, I called the Ryans. They didn't really want to talk about it. I'm sorry about Siobhan, but I need you mixed up with those types. It's very bad business.
I was.
Pardon?
Mixed up with Tiso. He was my partner. He financed this place.
I thought you owned it.
I do. I did, on paper anyway, but Tiso just put up the money. I did everything else. I made the Crystal Palace mine.
Well, didn't you tell me you made a big killing in commodities?
Well, I had it one time, but then I lost it, and I got in bad trouble, and Tiso bailed me out. Out of friendship, nothing else. Now I don't know what's going to happen, and I can't even find out. I mean, what if Tiso even left a will, and he left this place to me in
Well,
it?
that would solve your problem.
That would be terrible, because... Oh, you don't know this part. The police are trying to keep it quiet, and I'm supposed to, too, but... See, Jack found out that Tiso was actually responsible for Mary Ryan's getting killed. But I didn't know. Tiso was never anything but nice to me. But if Maeve and Johnny ever find out that I was in with Tiso, they'd never forgive me, and I'm not sure I could forgive myself. And if Tiso's enemies find out, or his friends even, who knows what could happen? I'm scared, Barry.
Yeah. Honey, can I ask you a minute?
Delia's desk, Barry Ryan speaking. Yeah, Ken, how are you doing? Oh, what do you mean? Nothing's wrong. I've just had a big disappointment, so I'll tell you about it later. You will? Great. Terrific. That'll help. Yeah. I'll see you later. Well, that should cheer you up a bit. My boy, Ken George, is finally going to make it here tonight.
Good. Wonderful, isn't it?
Just in time to celebrate.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to talk to you right now. I don't appreciate you going to Marshall Westheimer behind my back. And I don't appreciate you treating me like your dumb kid sister who doesn't know what she's doing or how to make her own decisions. For someone who had such delicate scruples when it came to not interfering in Seneca's life, you sure didn't think about it when it came to interfering in mine.
All right, it was high-handed of me. Believe it or not, I thought about it, and I knew if you found out, you'd get angry.
Oh,
I couldn't watch you make a shambles of your career.
It's my career, not yours. Not Dad's or Riverside Hospital's. You had no right to intercede. I don't care what your motives were. Once I pried the truth out of Marshall, I told him I don't care if he doesn't accept my resignation. He can sue me for breach of contract, but I am not going back to that hospital.
You are not seeing things clearly.
I am not drunk anymore. Physical withdrawal from alcohol takes 48 hours. Recovery, that takes a lot longer. And I will decide if and when I am ready to practice medicine. That may be never, but I will be the one to decide.
I have never seen you so self-destructive before. I mean, why are you laying this kind of guilt trip on yourself?
So in other words, you know better. You know, I thought we had gotten over that a long time ago. I thought that we acted out of mutual respect for one another. I can't tell you how much it hurts me to find out that isn't so. It's going to take me a long time to get over this, Jill. A long time.
What did you do?
I thought that I had convinced Marshall to refuse her resignation and to keep his mouth shut about my part in it. Well, obviously, I was wrong on both counts. And don't say I told you so.
How you doing? Not bad, Lieutenant. Have a seat. This is going to heal nicely.
I guess they told you that you were damn lucky.
Believe it or not, I figured that one out for myself.
If it gives you any trouble, especially at night, take 2 of these for pain and call me. Otherwise, I'll see you day after tomorrow. Good night, Lieutenant.
Night, Sam.
I'm impressed with the accommodations. What's this costing the taxpayers?
Well, think of what you saved them by taking out Tizo Novotny. How's Mrs. Novak?
Yeah, she slept most of the day. I think she's beginning to unwind.
Good. We'll be bothering you both for detailed statements, especially from her.
Well, she should be ready for you tomorrow. Anything new?
Well, let's just say I'm glad you're comfortable because you're going to be here a long while.
I'm better here than dead.
Oh, that's a healthy attitude.
Mm-hmm. Any word on what happened to Joe?
Not a whisper. Tizo's people dropped out of sight till the funeral. But the kid in the Bronx, Madden, he's all over the place. He's either moving right into Tizo's operation or someone wants us to think that he is. Anyway, inconspicuous he ain't.
What about the friends from Philadelphia?
They've been around, too. What are the chances that Joe kept his mouth shut about you killing Tizo?
Fair. First I thought that he told him what happened, that's why they took him out. But Joe wasn't stupid, so he knew if he said what happened, they'd kill him. Maybe he said he didn't know who got to the old man. He came back to an empty apartment and found him dead on the floor.
Then why was he killed?
Joe wanted out. Tizo's death only intensified that. Maybe somebody decided he knew too much to leave. You know, I have this terrible feeling that we won't know if anybody is after Siobhan and me till they find us, which won't be hard to do once we leave here.
So, stick around a while.
Thanks.
Can I get you anything?
My typewriter. Fettuccine Alfredo, arugula and endive salad, espresso and anisette.
How's the food?
Standard steak and chicken.
Well, I'll see what we can do. Ciao.
Ciao.
Hello?
Johnny, it's Jack. Look, I can't stay on long, but I wanted to check in.
Yeah, it's Jack. Look, we weren't sure whether they'd let you call us or not. Is everything all right?
Yeah. I'm better, so's Siobhan.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she's been sleeping off and on for 24 hours.
Well, I guess she needs it, Jack, huh? Best thing for her.
Yeah. Let me talk.
Yeah.
You go get me.
Here's Maeve.
Hello, love. We've been thinking about both of you all day, and you've been in my prayers.
I knew something felt good. How's Ryan?
Well, John's bringing her here to talk. Other than missing her father, she's just grand. Did I hear correctly that you're better?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about Siobhan.
Well, she's sad, Maeve. I think she's still in shock, but she's sleeping it off.
I'm grateful that she has you with her.
Yeah, well, it's the other way around, too.
Ah, here comes your daughter.
Here we are.
Ah, your father called to say hello. Say hello. Say hello now.
Hi.
He wants to say goodnight to you. Say hello.
Ryan? Is that you? Huh? Listen, I love you. I miss you. I wish you were here. Now, you having a good time with Gran? And Granda? What about Finn McCool? Listen, will you do me a favor? And you tell little John I'm very glad that he's feeling better. And you remember, I'm thinking about you all the time. I love you. And I think it's time for you to go to bed now. Sweet dreams, honey.
Go on. Say goodnight to your daddy. Can you blow him a big kiss over the phone? Hmm? Yes? Kiss, kiss? No. That was me. I'm afraid that's the best we can do.
I don't want to be here. I want to be with her. You. I want to talk to you both about Mary.
Oh, I'm grateful you said that, because my mind and heart have been full of her. It's as if she's been with us today. Ah, how soon can you get home here? Soon?
Not for a while.
All right. Well, you call when you can then, hmm? Love to Siobhan. And to you too, dear.
Thanks, Maid. You too.
Bye-bye. All right, come to me, my child of child. Let me take you back to bed. Here we go.
The best part about my Crystal Palace is that I'm getting to meet so many people that I've always admired. But of everyone, I'm happiest to meet you. Because you're not only you, you're Barry's friend, and friends are the best things to have. Although I guess lots of talent, fame, gold records are nice too. I'm sorry I'm talking so much this evening. I'm just very happy to meet you finally.
It's all true.
What?
All the things he said about you.
Good thing?
Great things.
Well, I think he's wonderful too. My brother, Bob Reed, who's also wonderful, and who manages this place for me.
Bob?
Ken, nice to meet you.
Sorry I missed your opening. I hear it was a very special evening.
Ken, you want to do these?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. Here you go.
Have you had dinner yet?
No, not yet. I was looking forward to it. I was hoping you and Barry could join me.
Oh.
Well, honey, why don't you go on ahead? I'll watch the door. It's not the same effect. I can be kind of cute.
Thanks, Bob.
Mr. Jones, would you sign this for me, please?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. What's your name?
Barbara, I was at your last concert in Los Angeles.
Were you really?
Oh, it was incredible. I'm going to miss the band so much.
So am I.
Thank you. Would you sing something now? Please?
Oh, if you would, that would be so special. If it's not too much to ask.
Now, who's going to say no to you two ladies about anything?
Oh, thank you. Where would you like to be?
Right here's just fine.
I'll make a little announcement to introduce us. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the Crystal Palace, may I have your attention, please? I guess you've all realized by now that we have with us tonight at Delia's Crystal Palace none other than Mr. Ken George Jones. Just agreed to sing for us.
Thank you, Delia. I'd like to sing a little number of my own, some of you may know. Seems somehow appropriate for this evening. Well, I played the game and I juggled fame and swore I had no care. But every night I missed the light till I saw you standing there, and I don't know how you knew to hold me. I don't know, but I know you stole me. I felt so smart to stay apart and find my separate way. But then you touched my eyes, swept away the light, and you brought me to the day. And I don't know just why I'm spinning round you. No, I don't know
but I know I found you. Oh my love, can it be I could fall so fast? Sweet lady, set me free from the past. I've seen enough to know it's rough to believe everything you hear. But if I make you smile, will you stay a while? Will you whisper to me near that you don't know how this could happen to you? No, you don't know, but you know it feels new. Thank you very much. Great crowd you have here. They must be well fed.
You are so nice. How can you be so famous and so nice?
People are nice to me. No. Maybe there's a recording. Most of the time. Who is she?
John,
Yes, lady?
there's something I've just got to say aloud, and then maybe it'll stop playing itself over and over in my head.
Then say it.
On that tape recording, that the man in the warehouse talking to Joe, he said that Mary got away at first, that she hid in the warehouse, and that they didn't find her right away.
Yeah.
I can't help thinking what that time was like for her.
She was frightened.
Yes, but don't you think that in her heart she believed that she was going to get away?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she really did believe that she was truly indestructible.
She did, didn't she?
I hope that's the way it was for her.
Well, look, let's take it one step further, and then let's lay it to rest. They didn't torment her. It was over. Fast.
Yes, I keep telling myself that if they had been cruel to her, that would have been in her conscience before she died. I mean, all she talked about was the man in the green hat and the EBB and her loving thoughts about Jack and you and me and Ryan.
Frank didn't know whether or not to give us that tape to listen to. It wasn't the easiest thing to do. I'm glad we did.
It's always best to know. Besides which, it helped me understand Joe a little bit more. I could find it in my heart to mourn him.
I wish for Siobhan's sake I could, but... Lady, I can't. I'm just grateful that Siobhan has her life back in her own hands again.
Do you think that he ever would have gotten free of Tiso in the end?
I doubt it. I mean, he wanted to. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he tried. And to me, the effort is what makes the difference.
It was just too late.
Redemption is redemption, John, no matter how late it comes. You know that.
Huh. You're a regular Jesuit tonight, aren't you?
Oh, it's just... I need to have hope for them all. For Siobhan and Jack and Ryan and Joe. God rest his soul.
She seems to have in her head nobody wants anything except champagne. Can I get you guys something else?
No, thanks, Bobby. Ken doesn't drink, and I'm with Dilia.
Correction. Ken is about to have a glass of Dilia champagne because Ken is thirsty. This is a sensational place you got here, and acoustics aren't so bad either.
Hey, come on, you sound good in a barrel. Well, listen, thanks again for the song. Make yourself at home. Deal be here in a second, okay?
Who is she?
She is Jillian Coleridge, attorney. She's engaged to my cousin, Frank Ryan, who is also her law partner. And he is Bob Reed's best friend.
You didn't have to come down quite so hard on my foot. It's a good thing I don't play guitar with my toes.
What's good about it? That would be promotable. Take it easy on that stuff, huh?
One glass, you take it easy on me. Tell me about Jillian.
Well, I told you about all I know. I've met her a few times in passing. I like her.
She's incredible. Don't worry. She may be engaged to your cousin, but she's not going to marry him.
Yeah? How do you know?
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was some judge who had such a good time here tonight. He made reservations for a party of 10 for the weekend. His wife's in love with you. So am I. You know, I was so depressed this afternoon. I didn't know what to do, but about the time you started to sing, I thought, thanks. Everything will be just fine. I hope.
It will.
It is mine.
Yes, it is.
Delia, do you know someone named Julian Coleridge?
Are you kidding?
No?
Oh, well, sure I do. I've known her practically all my life. She was my first real enemy, and her sister was my last. But I've given up having enemies, which is the only reason I use the past tense. She was here tonight.
Met her on the terrace.
She's going to marry Frank Ryan.
So I understand.
I used to think it served him right, but Frank's gotten somewhat nicer than he used to be.
Why don't you like Jillian?
She's mean, spoiled, has to have her own way about everything, and she's smart enough to get it, too, even if what she wants happens to be someone else's husband, namely mine.
Frank?
I was married 3 times.